And welcome here to the Purple Palace, also known as the home gymnasium for Miller Grove. I'm Marcus Burnett, and we appreciate you joining us here for banner night at Miller Grove High School. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll have starting lineups and tip-off for you when we get back. Tonight's game is presented by Dekalb Medical, the official medical sponsor for Miller Grove Wolverine Athletics. We'll be back shortly.
I was on my feet the same day. I only wish I had done it sooner.
Dekalb Medical,
where pain
meets freedom.
I needed a joint replacement.
So I went to Dekalb Medical
and had the latest treatment.
With a healthcare team devoted to me.
in a group setting with patients just like me.
I was on my feet the same day. I only wish I had done it sooner.
Dekalb Medical,
Where pain
meets freedom.
And again, it's Marcus Burnett here for tonight's webcast. As always, we appreciate you joining us here on SUV TV. Another night of basketball. This night definitely a special one, as it is banner night here at Miller Grove High School. Part of the pregame festivities or recognition led by one of the teachers here on staff, Miss Charmaine Brown. Just one example of some of the very strong school spirit here on the Miller Grove campus. But tonight, the Wolverines celebrate their 6th straight state championship while focusing on the task at hand, becoming 1-0 today, winning this game en route to what they hope will be a 7th straight championship. I want to take some time to recognize a couple of our sponsors for tonight's game. The first of which being Dekalb Medical, the official medical sponsor of Miller Grove Wolverine Athletics. As you see, 100 physicians at 30 locations, family and specialty care. Be sure to check out the nearest Dekalb Medical location in your area, as well as Crossover. Coaches, they can save you a lot of time when it comes to breaking down your game film. Let Crossover do the work for you. Time's always a commodity. So it looks like we're about ready to tip off here. Clarkston comes into this game 1-1. Miller Grove also coming into this game 1-1 as well. So appreciate you joining us. Tariq Gilbert with the ball for Miller Grove. Gonna have a very quick timeout. The officials needed to get something corrected. Not sure exactly what. But they're touching base right now, and this is a first for me. Not sure if it's a first for all Miller Grove fans, but all Tariq Gilbert sporting the white headband today. The first time seeing the well-known guard for Miller Grove sporting the headband. Well, with the way he plays and with the way this program focuses, I don't think that that's really something we need to focus on at all. Just stating the obvious here. Miller Grove in their offense. Here's Raylon Richardson. Misses the first shot, but he's got reinforcements there in the form of the big fella. That's Lamont West. Doesn't take Miller Grove long at all to get started, as they have the first bucket of this game with an exclamation mark on the end of it. Big fella Lamont West, those two fellas, not just West, but also Raylon Richardson, coming off of solid showings in Miller Grove's lone loss this season against Callaway out of town, as we see Raylon Richardson smack that one out of bounds. You know, whether it be Clarkston or any other team, I think it would be hard-pressed to come in here and get a W against a Miller Grove team that doesn't lose much during the regular season or at home, especially coming off that loss to the talented Malik Newman and Callaway out of Mississippi there at the Lighthouse National Showcase. Clarkston being patient. Moving the ball around, not rushing, which is a good sign for the Angoras here early on. Miller Grove has a tendency to really speed the opposing team up. Clarkston doing a good job of coming out here and not being too flustered. Patient. 2-0 ball game here early on after that slam by Lamont West, the 6'8" senior. So Clarkston with the ball, Deshaun Ramu with the ball. He'll get it to Antongwe. Antongwe up top. Here's Hammett. Miller Grove has shot clocks set up here in their gymnasium. No high school shot clock here in Georgia basketball yet, but Clarkston definitely playing like there's no shot clock. No need to rush. They're off on their first shot. We're going to have a foul on the floor. Nice aggressive take there by Deshaun Street. But that foul on the floor, so it will be Miller Grove ball out of bounds. Raylon Richardson to inbound it. You can see Miller Grove kind of shaking up the starting lineup a little bit. Two newcomers in the starting lineup. Number 14, Deshaun Street, who was fouled on his previous drive. And also that young fella there, number 24, Joshua Jackman, the junior guard. My first good look at Jackman this season was in that matchup versus Callaway in the Lighthouse Classic, and was really impressed with how he came off the bench and was given the task of defending Malik Newman. And he was there with bells on to be able to do anything it took for his team to get the W. Unable to pull that one off, but this Miller Grove Wolverine team made Malik Newman and Callaway work harder than I'm sure they've had to work in a long time. As we see some of that pressure being applied to the Angoras, able to weave through as Ramu drops it off, and Clarkston able to even it 2-2. That bucket scored there by number 32. That's Jerome Hammett. So Hammett gets the Angoras on the board. Nice assist there by Ramu. Weston with it up top. Now we'll get it over to Jackman. As we approach the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. Miller Grove also showing some patience here. Richardson tries to get that one in the street, nearly stolen. So we're going to take a second to look back at how Miller Grove got their first bucket of the game. It was the big fella Lamont West. This instant replay sponsored by Dekalb Medical, pushing beyond the big fella Lamont West, saying Miller Grove, let's go, and getting the Wolverines on the board. Now got a 4-2 ball game. Another flush there by the Wolverines. They have a 2-point advantage here early on. Nice pass inside, but Raylon Richardson doing his best to make it as hard as possible to score inside for the Angoras. Blocks that shot, but he's going to be called for the foul. Looked clean up top. Must have gotten him with the body. Free throw good to go there for Susu Antangwe. She pulls the Angoras to within 1. If you're Clarkston and you want to be able to win here in this Miller Grove environment, free throws will be a must. Got to be able to take advantage of free opportunities to score. And so far they do with that trip to the free throw line. 4-4 ball game. Angoras force a turnover, but they give it right back. Tariq Gilbert for the money shot. Can't get it to go. The hard work there on the offensive glass is going to pay off for Street, as he'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2. His second trip to the free throw line here in this game. Street, a 6'4" senior for the Wolverines. He makes it a 5-4 ball game. Coach White roaming the sidelines as usual for Miller Grove. Dapper as normal. Second free throw bounces around and falls for Street. That'll make it a 6-4 ball game here early on. As the Angoras will have the test of this Miller Grove pressure to face probably for the majority of this first half as well as the majority of the entire game. Here's Ramu, going to kick it over. Atangwe has that shot partially blocked. Gilbert coming the other way, seeing eye pass, threads the needle to Richardson. Miller Grove will set it back up. Jackman kicks it out to Richardson. Had a good shooting stroke from outside in last game. Misses that one, but again, Lamont West eating glass tonight for Miller Grove. So he'll make it 8-4 here early on. This is Miller Grove pressure, similar to the Sean P. Diddy Combs mantra that we've heard so many times. Can't stop, won't stop. Checking into the game for his first action for Miller Grove will be number 10, Gaman Boykin. Boykin coming off the bench here today as Coach White shakes things up. Gets a steal early on, gets caught in no man's land as he didn't know whether to shoot it or to pass it, but I'm sure Coach White likes the defensive intensity here right off the bench. 8-4, 3 minutes, 20 seconds and counting left to play here in the first quarter. Rashad Jallo with it. Now here's Ramu, spin move, a little out of control, leaves that one short. Street with the rebound, Jackman will push. Can't let Tariq Gilbert step into him too often. He doesn't miss a whole lot of those, especially if he's wide open and gets a chance to walk into it. His first points of the game make it 11-4. We'll have another substitution here by Coach White. Josh Jackman has a seat. Coming into the game will be number 12, Adon Saunders. Saunders getting his first action of the night. Gilbert with the baseline drive. He'll kick back out to Saunders. Boykin knifing through. Has a couple Angoras waiting on him as they block that shot away. You heard those echoing the sentiments of good pass, but all over it there was Street. He'll knock it out of bounds. It'll be Angora ball along the baseline. Banner night here at Miller Grove. Head coach Julius Thompson going to call a timeout for Clarkston here with 2:35 left in the first quarter. We'll take a look back. The instant replay presented by Dekalb Medical, pushing beyond. You cannot give Tariq Gilbert this kind of room. He sizes the rim up before he gets the ball. Splash from outside. Tariq Gilbert doing what this Miller Grove crowd is used to seeing him do. Headband and all. First three-pointer of the game for him and his team. We'll take a short break. When we get back, we'll bring you more first quarter action here from Miller Grove.
I needed a joint replacement.
So I went to Dekalb Medical.
and had the latest treatment.
with a healthcare team devoted to me.
In a group setting with patients just like me.
I was on my feet the same day. I only wish I had done it sooner.
Dekalb Medical.
Where pain
Meets freedom.
And welcome back from the timeout. Marcus Burnett here. Thanks for all of you joining us here on SUV TV for this matchup of Miller Grove versus Clarkston. As you can see, the Wolverines out to a 7-point advantage here. Clarkston, while they're not off to the hottest start, has fared better than I've seen a lot of teams fare against Miller Grove here at home. Haven't been able to get as much productivity in the half court, but they haven't turned the ball over as much as we see a lot of people do with that Miller Grove pressure. And I guess you can label that the broadcaster's jinx, as soon as I mentioned their lack of turnovers early on, they turned the ball over. So it'll go back over to Miller Grove. Tariq Gilbert has it. He'll bring it across the timeline. Screen there by West. They'll get it up top. Saunders with it now. He'll get it back over to Gilbert. Gilbert directing traffic. I'm going to talk with Coach White. He said that, after the loss to Callaway, the team had the best practice all year yesterday. Up top. Gilbert with the assist. Lamont West does the rest. That'll make it 13-4. Miller Grove doing chin-ups on the rim early and often here in this one. Got a steal coming the other way. Here's Gilbert, gonna drop it off. West can't get the roll to go. Here's Boykin scrapping for another opportunity. And he will get a trip to the free throw line. So Gamon Boykin, he's got 2 steals already, though he's only been in the game just over a minute. Definitely making the most out of his time. Boykin, a member of last year's championship squad, obviously. Will have a bigger role this year. As number 25, Lamont West for Miller Grove. Subs out of the game. Boykin at the free throw line. He's off the mark on that one. Quickly wipes his hands on the shorts. Gotta say sweat affected that one. So pressure continues, and Gora's now down by 10. Boykin going to pick up that foul. They might let a hand check go with one hand. Had 2 hands on the ball handler there, so easy call for the official. It's Tariq Gilbert going to have a seat. Getting his first action, Devontae Britton for Miller Grove. So Coach White out of the jacket for Miller Grove. We're settled in here to the first quarter. A lot of accolades for the aforementioned Sharman White. You talk about the 6 straight state championships, the region championships to boot, being recognized as the USA Today Coach of the Year. Not to mention the honors bestowed upon him by the Atlanta Hawks, who actually held a practice here at the Miller Grove location a few weeks back before the season started. SWAT team there by the Wolverines comes to push the other way. Hit the brakes, but unable to stop him as quickly as he would like to. There was Saunders, so the ball will go back over to Clarkston as they trail by 10 here with 31.5 seconds left to play in the first quarter. As a pack of Wolverines were there on that last possession for Clarkston to swat it away and then go the other way quickly. Ramu going to get it over to Hammett. Back to Ramu. We'll see if Clarkston will hold for the last shot here or take the best one available. Here's that coach Julius Thompson. Wants them to hold for the last shot here. Here's Christopher Kiki back up top to Jallo. They've got 2 seconds to work with. Wonder if they know it. They're not going to get a shot off. So that's the end of the first quarter. As always, thanks for joining us. Miller Grove has spent a couple plays above the rim as we see the assist by Tariq Gilbert. Another above the rim finish by Lamont West. The Wolverines are rolling at the Purple Palace. I'm Marcus Burnett. Appreciate you joining us here. We will take a break after that instant replay presented by Dekalb Medical, pushing beyond. We'll catch you here for second quarter action after this one.
I needed a joint replacement.
So I went to
Healthcare devoted to me.
Dekalb Medical.
Where pain
Meets freedom.
Welcome back here to Miller Grove as we get ready to start the second quarter. We're underway. Miller Grove Wolverines in full control of this one so far. It's 14-4. Checking back into the game for the Wolverines, number 25. That's Lamont West, as well as number 14, Deshaun Street, two of the Miller Grove starters for tonight. Lamont West, nice of him to spend a couple minutes on ground level here for us. A lot of his time on the court has been spent above the rim. 2 tip dunks early on, as well as an alley-oop, thanks to Tariq Gilbert. Gilbert continuing to set things up for the Miller Grove offense. Richardson back to Gilbert. Shot. You like to be able to say they have a traveling violation. That'll send it the other way. Here's Gilbert. The score is 16-4 in favor of Miller Grove. Wide open layup, easy bunny inside. Score that one for Deshaun Street. You guessed it, Miller Grove continuing the pressure. Clarkston able to get through there. Ramu with a nice little move, tries the floater as he gets the giant killer floater to go. Much needed bucket there. They're coming right back at you. Tariq Gilbert, he's got his second three-pointer of the game. As it looks like Coach Thompson wants a timeout. It's been tough for Clarkston to be able to score. Let's take a look back at what the point guard, Deshaun Rommel, was able to do. Finally gets through that pressure. Nice little floater from just inside the free throw line. Nothing like a giant killer there over the outstretched arms of Lamont West, who was coming to get the block there. If you're Clarkston, it's one thing to be able to break the press, but you got to be able to score once you're able to do so. Of course, that's easier said than done. But that last replay, a prime example that it is possible. We'll see how frequent that takes place here. So we've got 5 minutes, 58 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. See how the Angoras respond to that last Coach Thompson timeout. You see Clarkston moving the ball around. Ramu has been the leader here for the Angoras. That pass looked like it was partially deflected. Jackman comes up with it. Now it's in the hands of West. West slicing and dicing through. He's off. Street continuing to eat glass on the inside. No good on the follow-up attempt, but he will go to the line. This is his third trip to the free throw line here in the first half. Street good on the first. Those that may not be familiar, it's banner night here at Miller Grove. They unveiled the region championship from last year, added to the banner, as well as the state championship, part of the six-peat. It's nice to be able to win consecutive state championships as we see Miller Grove force a 5-second violation, but to be able to make stake to the claim that you've won 6 straight state championships, that's not easy regardless of what state you're in, what classification, whatever the case may be, to win state 6 straight times. So a special night here for the Wolverines as we see Raylon Richardson get another bucket inside there, doing some of the finishing that we saw him do in seasons prior to this one, as well as early on. Richardson, a player that has no offers, spoke with him after that matchup versus Callaway where he turned a lot of heads and, asked him if he kind of plays with a chip on his shoulder with the way he approaches each game. And he answered straightforward, did Richardson, as he goes to the bench. Of course I play with a chip on my shoulder. I don't have any offers at this point. So not only a hard worker, a championship ring recipient, but stays hungry out there at the end of the day, wanting to use his play here at Miller Grove to be able to earn a college scholarship. So he approaches each game as such. How do you appreciate that perspective? Good head on his shoulders. As this Miller Grove team always has individual pieces that are more about the team than about individual stats, but also focus on the bigger picture, and that's being the best at every level. So another turnover here for Clarkston. They now trail by 20 plus, 21 to be exact, here in the second quarter. It was a lopsided girls game in the opening tilt. The Wolverine boys squad trying to make sure that you can say the same for this boys contest as well. So far, so good. Also in the game now, number 2, Kendall Williams seeing his first action. Tariq Gilbert will pull. It'll go over the top of the backboard. So Clarkston ball as we've just approached right under the 5-minute mark. We have got a 27-6 game in favor of the Wolverines. Gilbert donning the headband here for Miller Grove, but not hurting his team so far as they are in the driver's seat in this one. So that turnover is going to give Miller Grove the ball there along the baseline. Josh Jackman inbound. Gets it up top to Williams. Back over to Jackman. Gilbert passes up on the 3 instead, tries to drop it off. Nearly lost, but he regains control. West gets the jump shot off, that's just short. And Angora snuck behind the Wolverines. Nice job by Kendall Williams to get back and defend that shot. Here's Gilbert, stop, pop. Short on the 3-pointer. Long rebound goes out to LeSure. Quick catch and shoot there by Ramu. West coming through. Misses the first one. Jackman has that one knocked out of bounds, and Gamon Boykin going to check back into the game as Josh Jackman has a seat. Coach White with the subs early and often, making sure everybody gets involved. As Miller Grove will inbound it. Like you really see, Coach White talked about the good response to the loss a few nights ago, how his team's really just focused on the task at hand moving forward. Miller Grove taking their time. Boykin, nice job of getting right into the heart of the defense. He'll drop it off. It's going to be finished there by number 33. That's Frank Smith, the freshman. Good size for a freshman. Not a short guy. Doesn't have the most height, but good girth for Coach White. As the lead is now 23 for Miller Grove. Short on that shot. Williams will get it to Gilbert. Gilbert pushing the other way. A little bit of razzle-dazzle. Patty and Gore is going every which way there for a second. But nobody followed him to the rack, so Angora steal it. They come the other way. Blocked there by Smith. Boykin and West. Boykin did a good job of getting it to the big man early. He tries to do the rest. Fouled on the shot, so that will send him to the free throw line for 2. Lamont West has really been a nice catalyst for Miller Grove here in this matchup. Nothing like a few dunks to get the blood flowing, not only for the Miller Grove Wolverines themselves, but also for this fan base. That first free throw bounces around and drops, making it 30-6. Back into the game for the Grove, number 12. Aiden Sanders, as well as number 1, Devontae Britton. Britton, a freshman. Not easy to get burned as a freshman on varsity anywhere, let alone off of Coach Sharman White's bench. 2 freshmen in the game right now. So we've got a 30-6 ball game. Lamont West going to have a seat. As Street checks back into the game. So we're going to have a foul against Miller Grove as Clarkston was trying to inbound the ball. One foul away from the penalty, so it won't be a 1-and-1 shooting situation just yet. If you're Clarkston, you cannot wait to get into the penalty to possibly get some points from the charity stripe, as they have not come easy. And they're not going to wait long, as Coach White stressing that to Saunders. I'm sure he appreciates the effort on the defensive end, but also doesn't want to put Clarkston into the penalty unnecessarily. The Wolverines have done a good job of forcing turnovers just by moving their feet, playing sound defense. You don't want to start reaching and giving Clarkston points that are freebies, but also opportunities to score without any time moving off of the clock. So Clarkston still trying to get in double digits here. Miller Grove has been in full control of this one. 30-8 ball game after that trip to the free throw line. Risky pass there by Devontae Britton, kind of telegraphed it. Boykin sort of saved the day on that one. That one was the equivalent of a quarterback kind of throwing up a shot on the fly route and it nearly being intercepted. You know, the receiver then turns into the defender, just making sure that it doesn't go the other way. We saw Boykin do the same thing there. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1 Street. He's been all over the offensive boards. Give that young man another one inside. So he makes it 32-8. Body's hitting the ground. They're going to say last touch. Last touch by Street of Miller Grove. I think the ref maybe saw there was some contact there on that play. It was too late to give the foul to Street, so kind of did a quick scratch out. No foul call, but ball remains with Clarkston. We approach the mark here in the first half. Nice teamwork there. Teamwork making the dream work for Clarkston. Just finished inside by Susu Ntongwe. Clarkston hits double digits. Grove showing patience here on offense. Street going to get called for the travel there. Not sure if I saw that. Of course, we don't have time with the film, but it will be interesting to break down and look at a lot of these travel calls, whether a travel actually occurs or whether the official just kind of says, man, it looks like he really took off quicker than he was probably supposed to. That had to be a travel. I think a lot of times we see both occur, not indicting that last call right there necessarily, but just food for thought. Plenty to think about going into halftime here for Clarkston as they trail by 22. Not sure what of it has been what they've done wrong versus what Miller Grove has done right. Continuing to take a step in the right direction there are the Angoras as Jerome Hammett gets the bucket to go off the window. Pulls Clarkston to within 20. Reverse, no good on the inside. Snatching the rebound away there is Ntongwe. Here's Ramu coming the other way. SWAT team called by Frank Smith. He smashes that shot the other way. Looks like we got a foul on somebody else, going to be on the body. Actually, they're going to rule that one against Smith. That's another one of those blocks where it was clean up top. But Smith got him with the body, so that sends Ramu to the free throw line. Good on the first. Make it 13-32 as 3 players check back in for Miller Grove. 2 of those being number 25, Lamont West, as well as number 22, Kevin Page. And last but not least, number 13, Matt Priester. Both Matt Priester and Kevin Page seeing their first action in tonight's game. It's 14-32 after that Ramu trip to the free throw line. I could not forget number 11, George Wilson. Shout out to George. He's getting his first action of the game. There we see Lamont West with the silky smooth drive inside. A lot of length by Weston. He's done a lot to knife through the defense and be able to use it here in this game so far. Lead back to 20 for Miller Grove. 3-pointer off the mark. West with the rebound. And that is going to send us into halftime. Miller Grove in full control of this one. We'll see if the Angoras can reverse the trend. Stick with us as we'll have a Dekalb Medical sponsorship presentation here at halftime. We check the Dekalb Medical instant replay. Tariq Gilbert sends us into halftime with a reminder of why he scores as much as he scores through the course of a Miller Grove season. Tickling the twine there on that one as we go into halftime. 14-34 in favor of Miller Grove.
I needed a joint replacement.
So I went to Dekalb Medical.
and had the latest treatment.
With a healthcare team devoted to me.
In a group setting with patients just like me.
I was on my feet the same day, sooner.
Dekalb Medical.
Where
coach, now photographer, I get to stand back. All right. I've been traded. I'm like LeBron. Like LeBron.
We appreciate you joining us back here on the webcast as we reach another special milestone for the night as we have Dekalb Medical there with Coach Sharman White. They are the official medical sponsor for Miller Grove Wolverine Athletics. As you have Coach Sharman White joined by Denise Pickus of Sports Image, as well as Dr. Kandua. They're representing Dekalb Medical. He's the official physician for the Miller Grove Wolverine Athletic Program, and more specifically, their basketball team, 6-time state champion. So you've got the best in their class in Dekalb Medical and their physicians group, and the best in its class, Miller Grove basketball. That's a partnership that has to make sense on both sides, a true win-win. As you see the check being handed over, $10,000 to the athletic program. That provides a lot of priceless moments for this entire high school community. So we appreciate you joining us here. That'll do it for that presentation. We've got 6:40 left in halftime here. When we get back, we'll bring you the second half, Miller Grove versus Clarkston.
I needed a joint replacement.
So I went to Dekalb Medical.
and had the latest treatment.
With a healthcare team devoted to me.
In a group setting with patients just like me.
I was on my feet the same day. I only wish I had done it sooner.
Dekalb Medical.
Where pain
Meets freedom.
Crossover intelligence for basketball can save you hours of time. We break down and stat your game film for you and act as your video coordinator by giving you searchable clips, advanced statistics, shot charts, and a lot of other great info that you can access from any PC or through our iPad application. Just upload your video through the Crossover website. 24 hours later, your film will be completely indexed and tagged. Each play will become its own video clip, allowing you to search the footage for anything you'd like. Here we'll take a look at all 3-pointers that were made in the fourth quarter. All of your offensive and defensive sets can also be tagged, so you can view the appropriate clips and determine which plays are achieving the best result. You can add any clip to a playlist or highlight reel and share everything with your players or assistant coaches. Crossover will also provide you with all of the numbers from each game, including complete player stats for both teams and advanced metrics like these. We even take the shooting numbers a step further with an interactive shot chart that lets you visualize the data. Filter by player, quarter, makes or misses, and click on any shot to watch the corresponding video. Crossover intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the Crossover effect.
And welcome back here to Miller Grove High School as we get ready to start the second half. Appreciate those of you joining us here live online, whether you're a member of Miller Grove Wolverine Nation or a Clarkston Angora fan or just a fan of basketball. And the distinction really doesn't matter. We just appreciate you being here with us as we get ready to start the second half. As you see, Miller Grove has been in control of this one as they now lead 14-34 as we start the second half. West, he did a lot inside the perimeter in the first half. Here he comes out showing what he can do from outside as well as he knocks down that tray ball before we can even get the clock going good here on the second half. And there his ears must be burning as he takes that steal and assist from Tariq Gilbert and slams that one down. Not sure what Coach White told them at halftime, but that'd be a clip worth hearing before you go to work tomorrow morning because it's obviously making things happen. As his Wolverines have 5 points already, and we're not even a full minute into the second half, but the Angoras coming back with a score of their own. That's finished inside. It's Hammett. Street off the mark on the shot. Tariq Gilbert getting his best safety impression on there as he'll steal it. Crossover. Leans in, can't get the shot to go. Street loses it. And Tongwe with the rebound. He'll get it in the hands of Deshaun Ramu. Lamont West led Miller Grove in points with 13 there in the first half. He's already got 5 here in the second half. Tough place to pick up your dribble. Kendall Williams all over you and the half-court line serving as another defender. Wolverine's going to pick up the foul there. Consider that foul call of the lifeline variety, as the ball handler put himself between a rock and a hard place, picking up his dribble there right at the half-court line. Clarkston inbounds. Gimme that, says Lamont West. So West already with a few big plays here in the second half. Got the three-pointer. You've got the dunk. Off the Tariq Gilbert steal and assist, but then you've also got that block there as well. A lot of air under that pass. Street still able to come up with it. He misses, but he's got insurance in Lamont West, who's fouled there, but will go to the free throw line to shoot. Let's take a look back at his impact on the defensive end. We've seen him score. Give me that, says the big fella. Smacks that one against the glass. That instant replay powered by Dekalb Medical, pushing beyond. As West is good on the first free throw, making it 40-16. Splashes the second free throw through as well. 41-16. Just over 6 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. And Gore's trying their best not to succumb to this pressure, but it's much easier said than done. You can see Coach White talking to Kendall Williams about the angle that he takes there to that play. A different angle, and you're right there cutting that route off and getting the intended result versus picking up the foul there. Williams, one of the better defenders here on this Miller Grove team. Hard to, it's kind of like picking a needle out of a haystack. They've got a solid slate of defenders there. Again, we see Tariq Gilbert like clockwork there from the corner with the tray ball. That pass too tall for the Angora recipient, but not too tall for West. He'll drop it off the street. Street got a little focus on the finish before he could really regain it. Stepping in with thoughts of taking the charge there is Jackman. Going to pick up the blocking foul, so that'll send number 2, Rashad Jallow, to the free throw line. Jackman, a player, doesn't mind making the blue-collar plays for Coach White. You know, as I mentioned in that matchup versus Callaway and one of the best players in the country, Malik Newman, Jackman came right into the game and did his best job to stick to Newman like white on rice. That type of intangible and element is key during the regular season, but it'll definitely be valuable in Macon, which is pretty much the end-all, be-all as far as Miller Grove is concerned. Their expectation, the bar that they've set after 6 straight state championships here. Not sure what the call is there. Looks like it might be a lane violation. That's the only thing I can think of. So it's going to send Clarkston back to the free throw line. Specifically, Jallow. Short on that free throw as Coach Julius Thompson stomps his foot. Got to take advantage of those freebies. Tariq Gilbert again, layup drill from the outside. He makes it 47-16. We got another Angora substitution back into the game. Number 22, Jacques Lesure. This coach wanted to make sure I got his first name pronounced right, as it's Jacques, not Jaquez. Being a Marcus with my name spelled M-A-R-Q-U-E-S, I can relate to Jacques as far as those problems are concerned. I'm often Marquise, Marquez, everything but a Marcus. The dish inside, taking the contact, unable to get the shot to go though, is Susu and Tangwe. That'll send the junior, who's one of 3 captains here on this Clarkston team, to the free throw line. Just 16-47, 4:38 left here in the third quarter. My free throw off the mark, and very tough task as far as trying to close this gap and be able to win this game. But if you're Coach Thompson, you want your players to just get better with each play, better with each possession. And he wasn't happy about the free throws and them not taking advantage of it. But Gamon Boykin taking advantage of the defense there. Nice layup drill inside. Turnover, they get it to West. West catches it in traffic, still able to finish. He'll make it 51-17. The Angors get it across the timeline. Here's Ramu. I don't believe he's gotten a breather at all this game. As we're going to have a timeout here with 4 minutes, 1 second left. Let's look back at the Dekalb Medical instant replay game. We see the cookies taken by Gilbert, drops it off. Lamont West says, "I'll take it from here, Chief." Flushes that one down. Part of a 5-point run he went on by himself to start the second half here for Miller Grove. Lamont West having a very solid week for the Grove here. As you can see, Coach Julius Thompson talking to his Angoras. He'd love to come back and get this victory, but even if they don't, there's certain elements that they have to focus on to be able to get the next game or to shape the season as they would like it to be shaped. You see Coach Thompson emphasizing those elements. Want to thank a couple of our sponsors for tonight's game, including Dekalb Medical. Over 100 physicians at 30 locations. Some of those including Lithonia, Snellville, Lilburn, Stone Mountain, Tucker, and Decatur, as well as Crossover. Coaches, save yourself a lot of time and headache. Let Crossover do the work for you as far as breaking your game film down. They are the official analytics provider of the SUV. Miller Grove also a Crossover client, and last time I checked, they fared pretty well when it mattered as far as competition. And West just giving us a variety plate of all that he can do. We've seen him dunk it. We've seen him finish alley-oops. We've seen the jumper from outside. There we see him take it coast to coast with the nice Tom Shepard layup there right at the rim. 53-17. Getting in on the scoring action there, Devontae Britton, the freshman, makes it 55-17. Double nickel on the scoreboard for Miller Grove as they're in full control. Cookies. Britton takes it, gets it ahead to Boykin. Boykin can't finish. Good hustle, not giving up on the play and getting the two-piece there inside. Again, that's Britton. Freshman already accustomed to the Miller Grove way of defending. Past couple possessions serving as Exhibit A and Exhibit B. Tough shot there. Too acrobatic for his own good. And then again, the Miller Grove defense had a lot to do with that. Gilbert pushes the other way, gets it to Boykin. He's stepping into that one. Too strong. Long rebound to Gilbert. 2 for a $1 sale on threes. Gilbert can't cash in. Boykin was trying to get that to West. Sizing it up. Tariq Gilbert trying to block that shot. Ramu goes down hard. They're going to rule that an intentional foul. Coach White says, what did he do? Definitely seeming like one of those plays. And first and foremost, you want to make sure Deshaun Ramu's all right. It appears that he is. But if you're Coach White, your argument is what was the flagrant foul for? Was it because of how hard he went down, or was it, was there really an intention by Tariq Gilbert to injure the player? And of course, there was no intention. I think a big part of it was how hard the player hit the ground. A lot of times, crowd reaction can play into what the official calls, as well as the fact that you saw Tariq Gilbert really sizing that up to go up for that swat. But again, really doing nothing to warrant that foul classification there. Just an unfortunate play where Ramu went down kind of hard, but bottom line, he's up now. He's doing well, so that's all that matters. As we resume play, 57-19. So remember, Tariq Gilbert making a similar play against Norcross High School. It was in a scrimmage last year where he went up, and it was actually one of his AAU teammates that had him by about almost 3 or 4 inches, and he went up, smacked that one against the glass. It was a great image captured by Ty Freeman, who I'm sure is here getting some of the best visuals as well as he does throughout the Atlanta area and the Peach State as a whole. Nice drop off, Frank Smith. Can't get the layup to go. Nothing wrong with smacking the glass with 2 hands after the shot goes in. Big fella had the glass smacked down, but the shot wouldn't go. But still some good bright spots in this game for Smith. Miller Grove hasn't lost anything when he's been able to come into the game. Miller Grove up by a daunting task, or a daunting amount, I should say. They're up by 38. But you still see Coach White coaching as if it's a tie game. Knew what his answer would be, but I asked him, is there any sort of letdown after playing against, Newman and Callaway in that national event? Now you're back at home and against Clarkston, any sort of letdown there? And he said, of course not. Every game is a chance to go 1-0. We've got to focus on doing what we need to do each night to be able to win, as we see Aiden Sanders with a 3-ball there. But he also says on top of that, respecting Clarkston as an opponent and winning this game, their last game was a loss. So there's no letdown period, but especially not after a loss, which is something that Coach emphasized. And after working with him for a few years, I knew what his answer would be, but a lot of times it's all about getting that perspective after different things happen throughout the course of a season. He's always done a great job of really packaging the season as a marathon and not a sprint, really just using each game to get better and hoist another trophy at the end of the year. That mid-range jumper off by Ntangwe. Ball's loose. And Gore's continuing to fight. Step back by Ntangwe. That's off the mark. Rebound by Gilbert. As he'll push it the other way. And have a blocking foul against Clarkston. So Miller Grove will inbound it along the baseline. 19-60 ball game here with 23.3 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Gilbert's pass intended for Saunders, knocked out of bounds there by Jallo. Now Gilbert inbounded there along the sideline. Saunders with it, 6'3" junior. So you can see the clock there. Appears that Miller Grove will hold for the last shot. Saunders, tough shot, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, and the attempt off of it is no good. As we end the third quarter, we look back at Tariq Gilbert doing what he does, sizing it up, using that pivot foot. Oh, you're going to give it to me? Hand down, man down. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Tariq Gilbert. Headband on, still doesn't matter as he splashes another three-pointer here. Third quarter. Again, thanks for watching SUV TV as we bring you Banner Night right here live from Miller Grove, presented by Dekalb Medical. We'll be back after this timeout.
I needed a joint replacement.
So I went to Dekalb Medical.
And had the latest treatment.
With a
Those last
healthcare
two.
team devoted to me.
One is the state championship.
In a
the
group
other
setting
one-
with patients just like me.
I was on my feet the same day. I only wish I had done it sooner.
Dekalb Medical.
Where pain
Meets freedom.
And welcome back here to Miller Grove as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. It's banner night here at the Purple Palace as you see the 2013-2014 championship banner along with another region championship notch. A lot of hardware, or bannerware I should say, hanging here at the Miller Grove Gymnasium as we bring you back to fourth quarter action here. Miller Grove in the driver's seat. That would be an understatement with it being 60-19. They're not just in the driver's seat. Safe to say they're the only one in the car at this point, but it hasn't been for a lack of effort with Clarkston as they continue to fight. Hard work pays off there. So we get another floater there by Rasheed Jallo. You know, it's one thing to be up loosey-goosey in the position that your team wants to be in. It's another thing to be down. And a lot of times you can really see the fight of your team in those kind of situations. Coach Thompson might not be happy with the end result here, but I think he can appreciate his players' effort as they continue to fight as Miller Grove gets everyone involved from all angles. As we see Aiden Sanders there with the stop, pop, and drop with the mid-range jumper, making it 21-62. You got a 6-minute fourth quarter with the margin of victory at this point being over 30. And Gores have it. Here's Ntangwe. If you're looking at the road ahead for Miller Grove, you see that three-pointer. I believe that's the first three-pointer of the game there for Clarkston. Score that one for Deshaun Ramu. So we look at Miller Grove. After tonight, they'll have Dunwoody. They'll play at Dunwoody there on Friday, and then on Saturday, as we see Lamont West get another bucket for the Wolverines. On Saturday, a matchup you do not want to miss. It will be Miller Grove versus St. Francis. St. Francis ranked number 19 in the country. Miller Grove, a team that has been the top dog in Georgia, you know, for the past 6 years. So a lot of interesting dynamics in that game. On top of the fact that the Miller Grove St. Francis matchup during last year's regular season was an SUV TV Classic, as that was a game that St. Francis was in control of for the majority. A young man by the name of Tariq Gilbert, he's got a headband on tonight. He had a very important stretch, which I believe included 10 points in the final 2 minutes to be able to come back and get that one from St. Francis. So despite St. Francis going on to win another championship, or to win a championship last year, and Miller Grove winning another one, both teams have different remnants from that game. It should make for a very nice setting and climate there at Wheeler High School on Saturday at the Nike Explosion Showcase. We'll have that one for you here on SUV TV, so be sure to check with us. A foul there against Frank Smith, but got to give some credit to number 12 for Miller Grove. It's Aiden Saunders, as he's going to inbound the ball for the Wolverines, but he's had a very good stretch over the past couple minutes. 7 points by himself, as he's actually going to have a seat. Nice stretch there for the junior. Heads up play there by Priester. Nobody was open, but he threw it off the defender's leg. Priester, smart heady play there, and safe to assume a little bit of savvy about you, being the principal's son. You got the coach's son, and certain things you assume about knowing the game and the athletic side of things there. Safe assumption there on the principal side as well. Principal Priester doing a great job with Miller Grove High School, a high school that's well known around the county and around the state. Different elements beyond just the on-court side of things. Miss Neely, who heads up the broadcast department in MGTV here, her and those students do a great job with not only coverage, but a lot of news, features, and content for the Wolverines. As we approach the 2-minute mark, 24-69 ball game. That floater partially blocked. Three-pointer coming for Priester. Won't stay down for him. Good shot fake there by Kevin Page as she gets an Angora in the air, gets fouled, it'll be on the floor. So Miller Grove ball there along the baseline. Number 10, Gamon Boykin, checking back into the game. So it looks like Tariq Gilbert and Lamont West have seen their last bit of action for the night. Nice pop out, three-pointer knocked down there from the corner. That's George Wilson. My name is George, last name Wilson. With the three-pointer, Gamon Boykin gets another steal and finish. Been a good game for him as far as defensively. It's also been very active on the offensive glass. A good hustle by Boykin as we see a steal and a finish. That's Britton. As this second unit from Miller Grove saying, hey, much respect to our starters. But we're a team program. Nobody comes out for starting lineups. If you were watching Miller Grove play and hadn't seen them, you wouldn't know starters until right before tip-off. They don't do individual starters. All about the bigger picture victory, and that's how their bench plays, that's how their starters play. And a big reason why tonight's banner night is we see another steal by Gamon Boykin. Gonna drop it off. Britton with the finish. Coach White, you like to be able to see your reserves come in and be able to play like this. They're not playing like the game's over. They know there are minutes at stake, and there's a standard at stake. You got 43.6 left on the clock, and that partial smirk there by Coach White, probably the most you'll get until post game. Despite the lopsided victory, always focusing on the next move. With that being Dunwoody on Friday and St. Francis on Saturday. The team rebounding well from the close loss to Callaway. For those that missed that game, you can check SUV TV. You can check out the archives to be able to see that matchup. Game in which the Wolverines weren't able to come away with the W, but as that archive footage will show you, nothing to hang their head about. Neither for Coach Julius Thompson, even though the score isn't where Clarkston would like for it to be. This is going to be a tough matchup to come away with anyway, and his players competed. The effort level was there. They just come out on the short end of the stick here tonight. It will not be the first nor the last to be in that boat when it comes to the Purple Palace here at Miller Grove. Boykin hands it off to Wilson. And we appreciate you joining us here on SUV TV as we reach our final score. It's a big game for everybody from Miller Grove, but Lamont West helped get things started early. The long fella with the crossover, 2 long strides, and that's an easy layup. As I mentioned, any above the rim fans up there will agree that's a Tom Shepard type drive and layup there, as that will do it for action here from Miller Grove. I'm Marcus Burnett. I appreciate you joining us here on this webcast. Miller Grove victorious by a score of 78-24 here on Banner Night. Thanks again for our presenting sponsor, Dekalb Medical, pushing beyond.
I needed a joint replacement.
So I went to Dekalb Medical.
And had the latest treatment.
with a healthcare team devoted to me.
In a group setting with patients just like me.
I was on my feet the same day. I only wish I had done it sooner.
Dekalb Medical.
Where pain
Meets freedom.
Hardest part of this is breaking down the center.